extremely excited to start spring ball tomorrow. We will practice Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays this spring. A little bit different than last year. It's going to allow us more time in between each practice, so we can better coach it up, spend a little bit more time in the film room, with our players in between practices, which I feel like that'll really help. Our goals for our spring, the first one is to improve our base offense and defense, and really just the fundamentals. And we're going to focus on, what we want to be good at, and really our foundation, offense and defense, as far as that goes. Second goal is really to keep our edge. This time last year we were talking about getting our edge back. Felt like that we did that mental and physical toughness that Auburn's known for, and we've got to keep that going. We're going to have a very physical spring, just like we did last spring. Third goal is to play faster, offensively and defensively, really with the emphasis on communication. I think that's big with the pace offenses and defending the pace offenses. You got to be able to communicate on both sides, so that'll definitely be an emphasis for us. And really the last goal is to develop quality depth at each position. Last year we had a lot of unknowns. We know a little bit more about our team right now, obviously we did this time last year, so we're really focused on the depth. A few position changes to note going into spring. Trevon Reed will be moving to corner during the spring, and Rudy Ford will be moving to safety.
Question?
How long did you guys think about with Rudy, whether to move him back to running back or not, and why the move actually back there to safety?
Yeah, well, first of all, we feel like he's capable of being a very good player for us, and just felt like there was more of a need at that position. Right now, he's got a great attitude, and really looking forward to seeing how he does.
To that end, Gus, what is the vision for filling the boundary side of the secondary where you lose 3 guys off the depth chart now? Rudy Ford back, but you lose the other 3 off the
Yeah, well, Coach is gonna mix and match some during the spring, and with Moncrief and a couple of those other guys. And like I said, with the safety positions, we're gonna mix and match a little bit, and we'll see where we're at. And probably by the middle of the spring, we'll have a better idea moving forward.
How does Robinson Therese fit into that? Is he going to be staying at star? Does he have any chance of moving to corner? Or?
Yeah, right now, we're planning on staying at star.
Derek Moncrief, where's he going to play?
Well, he's going to start out boundary safety, and like I said, as it goes, there's a lot of unknowns, and spring is a good time to try people out of different spots, and so you could see some movement, in the safety positions.
Gus, with the move up forward to safety, does this mean is he not going to do any more running back? Is he still going to
This spring, you will not.
How about Justin Garrett? You looking at linebacker or star?
He's got the ability to play both, and so you'll see him play a little bit of both, as the spring gets going.
Gus, what have you seen from Nick between the end of last season and now?
Well, you can tell his leadership. He's more comfortable, being around his teammates. He's a leader by example. He doesn't say much, but when he does, people listen. And I think that he's really looking forward to this spring, just being more comfortable. And like I said, this is the first time we've actually had a quarterback that will go through spring practice, that started the year before. So Coach Lashley's excited about that, and that'll be a good thing moving forward.
After emphasizing all season really that Nick didn't go through spring last year, what are the goals for him in this time now?
Yeah, well, it's going to be really just the base fundamentals of our offense, just get better at that. Our run game, our play action game, we're going to really be able to slow down and really just try to get really good at what we want to. And that'll give us flexibility, in the fall to have some wrinkles off that.
Gus, have you made a decision on Calvert's descent?
Yeah, well, Calvarez will be coming in. He'll be on a probationary status when he gets here, but he will be coming in with the other signings.
Can you talk about practicing in the morning, the theory behind that in spring?
Yeah, we did that last year. Thought it was really good to get our guys up and around. That way, you got them, then they go out and they have the rest of their day. I know the kids like it to go to class and have the rest of the day on their own. And the coaches can also focus, on the next day also.
Left offensive tackle, with Avery going to look there, or is he going to stay on the right side?
Starting out, he'll stay on the right side, but like I said, with those guys, Coach Grimes will do some mixing and matching, at the tackle position. But obviously, we know what we're getting with Avery.
Do you want to have a solid hold of things with that left tackle by the end of spring, or do you want to leave that open for the fall camp, or what's your goal with that?
Well, ideally, you'd like to have your answers, by the end of spring. That doesn't always happen, but you would like to have as many answers as possible moving forward this summer, so they can work in one position, get better on their own, and they show up in fall camp ready to go.
Is your expectation for one of those running backs to stand out at the end of the spring where you think you have a number one guy?
You would like to have some sort of idea moving forward. Running back is a position that we have had success with 2 and 3 guys. Usually what happens in the course of a year, one guy kind of steps up like Trey did last year. But the great thing about us, or about this situation, is we got a lot of guys that we feel comfortable with.
What are you expecting now that Jonathan Mincy is a senior?
Well, Johnson's a guy that has, he has a lot of quality, big game experience. He's a guy that we'll rely on, to really lead that back end, specifically the corner position.
Did he get better last season?
There's no doubt about that, and he's more confident. He had a good off-season working out, and you can tell a little difference in him, and I think he's really ready to step up as a leader back there.
Gus, how important is it to establish a secondary option in the passing game outside of Sammy?
Well, I think it's very critical. We feel like we have more options now. Like I said, with Nick going through spring, Jeremy going through spring, Jonathan Wallace back, there's more starters back. And so anytime you have that, obviously you're wanting more weapons to develop, not just in the passing game, but also in the running game.
Where is DeQuell in that
Well, we'll see. I mean, he's very talented, we know that, but we'll have to get out there and coach him up and see.
How do you expect to split the reps at quarterback? Is it going to be more even than a game week, or because Nick didn't go through spring last year, do you want him to go?
Coach Lashley will have a plan. Nick will be with the first group out there, but at the same time, Jeremy will get some quality reps with the first group, and then Jonathan Wallace will also get some quality reps. So he'll have a good plan. The great thing about spring is you get to rotate a bunch of guys in a lot of different situations.
What specifically are you looking to see from Nick in the spring as far as improvement goes?
I think just taking more command of the offense and just the base fundamentals and the base offense of who we are, just get more comfortable and get better executing. And that way you leave spring and you can get to the fancy stuff later, and you still have that foundation to fall back on. Nick's a very talented player, not just running, he can really throw it. And I know I said that a lot during the spring or during the fall, but now that he's got a spring, he'll be more comfortable, be more reactive. We feel very good about him, throwing the football.
No, just ask if